Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to A Piece of Toledo. It's me, Selena, and baby Mateo is here joining us today. I had mentioned on my Instagram story that, or a couple of my stories, that I wanted to do a video, or I was thinking about doing a video about my school journey, my journey in education, the ups and downs, just kind of why I'm so passionate about it, and that is what I am going to be talking about today. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to do like a get ready with me type of video while I'm talking about just my experience and my journey in school. But then I was like, you know what? I mean, who am I kidding? I'm not getting ready for anything. I don't need to go anywhere today. I have a lot of stuff to do, like laundry, cleaning up the kitchen, making dinner for myself and for Matthew when he gets home from work. Riley is with her dad and I am with baby Mateo here. Why not just not get ready and not get unready, and let's just talk? I have some laundry I need to fold, and I was like, what if I just hop on here and talk? I did wash my face. I did brush my teeth. All I have on my face is serum, moisturizer, and some sunscreen. I put sunscreen even if I'm gonna be indoors. I don't have any makeup on. I mean, my hair is in a ponytail and I'm kicking it in some sweats and a shirt, and we're just going to be doing some errands. If you like this kind of video, give me a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so I have Mateo's clothes right here that we just washed, so I'm gonna just be folding them. If I look away from the camera, that is what I'm doing right now. Please be kind to the fact that I have sweats on and a shirt. Here, Papa. Okay. For many of you, maybe most of you who don't know, I am currently in a doctoral program at my school. I go to Grand Canyon University, by the way. It's located in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to school online. I've been an online student for years now. I just prefer it that way, and I'll get into more of that later. I am pursuing a doctorate of education and organizational leadership with an emphasis on behavioral health. So it's an EDD. Then there's the PhD, and then there's a PsyD. I'm sure many of you have seen or read, there's like different abbreviations for each of those degrees. They're all doctorate degrees. They all are surrounded with research. They all involve research and research training. They're known as terminal degrees because they're the highest form of degree you can get. I've always loved school. I've always loved learning. I've always loved getting good grades, having a good GPA, things like that. I mean, there's obviously subjects that I sucked in, like science and math, but overall I enjoyed it. I loved learning. This is not for everyone. Just a disclaimer, I'm not preaching to anyone, to go to school, to go to college or anything like that. I'm not saying that's what you need to do with your life. This is more for those who have an interest, who are curious, who maybe want more information. That's what this is for. And then also for me, because like I said in one of my previous videos, that coming on here and talking to you guys about different life experiences that I have, things that are going on in my life and in my little family's life, it's therapeutic for me to talk about. So that's why I'm doing this. When I was in high school, and you're in high school like myself when I was back in long time ago, you're getting ready to fill out your college application. That's what I was doing, and I don't know what it was, but for some reason I just had always had it in my head that you either needed to go to a really good university out of high school, or that was it, or you needed to just work the rest of your life community college for me, again, I don't know where it came from. I never knew that you can pretty much get the same education across the board, whether it's a community college or a university. Now, I'm not talking about like Ivy League schools and stuff like that. I'm just me, like my local colleges and universities. I had it in my head pretty much engraved that it was either a university or nothing, basically. I mean, we shouldn't have those type of mindsets. I know that now. I didn't know that back then. Me having that in my head, I was just like, I cannot go to a community college. I just can't. It's not a good look for me. And at the time, I was just so fixated on like what people might think if I went to a community college, or what my family might think. And again, that's a completely wrong mentality to have. But I was 16, 17, trying to figure out, you know, what college I was going to go to, what I was going to do, what I was going to major in. So that's kind of where I was. And I had applied to a bunch of different colleges, university. I didn't get into some universities that I really had my heart set on. And I think it might have been because of my GPA, because I had a good GPA, but I didn't have like honor student status GPA. I gotten accepted to Cal State Dominguez Hills. I didn't really care about going, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to go to community college. I will just go there. And I kind of just settled. I'm talking to people. What are you doing, dudes? What are you doing, dudes? I enroll at Cal State Dominguez Hills. I get in, I get my classes. I end up majoring in child development. Cal State Dominguez was more so like a commuter school. There wasn't really too many students living at the like student apartments. So I was just a commuter student, so I would drive there for class. Very quickly, I learned that I did not like it. I didn't like it, and I don't know if that was because I didn't like my major. So what I did is I changed it to psychology. And I was like, you know, I've always been interested in how the mind works and the thoughts and the feelings and emotions we have on a daily basis. So I'll do that. Of course, I didn't know what kind of job I can get, but I just went ahead and I majored in psychology. No, I didn't like that either. What I quickly learned was that it had nothing to do with my majors. It was that I just didn't like the school. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel fulfilled. I kind of felt lost. I didn't really have anyone to talk to about it. My friends had all gone to really good schools. I kind of stuck it out for like 2 semesters. Yeah, 2 semesters. I stuck it out. And I was like, I can't. So I went ahead and enrolled at a community college. I kept my major as psychology because I ended up becoming interested in psychology once I was taking the classes at Cal State Dominguez Hills. But because I didn't like the school, I was like, you know what, let me just keep the same major. That's not to say that the school is not good or anything. I just think because it was such a commuter school, I didn't know anyone. I had no friends. At the community college, it was easy to fail in the sense that, again, my mindset was, I don't need to go to class. Like, what's the point? I don't like it. I don't really care to go to class. I'm not gonna go. Whereas like a university, when I was there, I was like, I have to go. Like, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just because university, community, like, yes, they're both colleges, but one's a little bit more prestigious, I guess you want to say. That I was just like, I can't miss my university classes, you know, and then I'm at community college and I'm missing all my classes. So, yeah, it was becoming too easy to fail. I wasn't failing my classes. My head wasn't in it. And then, of course, I was pregnant with Riley. So I was like, I can't do this. So I ended up working as a bartender after I had Riley, and I was making really good money. I was like, you know what? I don't need to go to community college. Like, I'm making great money right now. I'm able to provide for my daughter. I'll just do this. And it was good. It was good for a while. I didn't like my community college, but I was like, you know what? I'm very close to finishing like my general education courses. Let me just finish. Even if I hate it so much, I just need to finish. So that's what I did. I ended up finishing in 2015. I finished my my general ed classes. I got my associate's degree. I took maybe a half a year off. I was still working as a bartender. I was still making money. And Riley was getting older. She was becoming a toddler. And every time I would look at her, I just felt like this revolving question was in my head, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life, Selena? What are you doing to create a pathway of success? What are you doing to create opportunity for not only yourself, but for Riley when she's older? How are you going to be a good influence in your daughter's life? How are you going to be a role model to her? Even though she was still so little, and of course, mommy was her superhero, I was like, I need to do something. So around this time, my sister had actually started to attend Grand Canyon University, which is the school I go to now. At the time, she had decided on living on campus. It was a brand new school. When I decided that I needed to do something, I came across like a email ad. It was something. I had an email, and what I found out was that you can like refer people to Grand Canyon, like relatives who want more information about going to school and furthering their education online. And so I remember my sister had put my name on there, and they had sent me like a shirt and like a pamphlet, and it was like, join our campus, join our school, we have different online programs, blah 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 blah, all that stuff. And I was like, you know what, like, maybe this is a sign. I just thought like I needed to put in my information to receive more information. And I did do that. And the lady that I spoke to, who ended up being my counselor, she just blew my mind. It started to all come together at that point, because I started to think, wow, I can work, I can go to school, and I can take care of Riley. It was perfect because they were offering online programs for a bachelor's degree, undergraduate degree. I quickly decided to enroll. I loved it so much. Looking back now, I think what I was missing was the control. I wanted to have control over my education. I wanted to have control over my scheduling. I wanted to have control over everything regarding education. Yes, the financial aid part and all of that stuff, that's a whole different story. But for me, it was knowing that I was able to do everything, and not just having to work and then go to my class from 7 to 9, or petitioning for classes because you couldn't get classes at community college. It was different. The online platform was for me instantly, and I enrolled in the end of 2015 to a bachelor's program. It was a very fast-paced program, but it was intense because it was full-time. Every 8 weeks was a new class and there was no breaks. The only break that you had was the Christmas break that usually everyone gets. That was the only break you got. Before I knew it, it was like 2.5 years and I was finished with my bachelor's degree. That was huge. It was huge because I never thought that I was going to be capable of actually achieving a bachelor's degree. I got my bachelor's degree in sociology. I enjoyed majoring in sociology because it was such a broad area that you can dabble into different areas of the spectrum of sociology. So that's exactly what I did, and I loved it. I mean, I loved the program. It was intense, but it was really tailored to the working adult, to the single parent, to someone that just cannot do it in person. After I graduated, I didn't stop there. I decided to continue, and that led me to enrolling in the master's program. The same thing, it was online, 8 weeks, just continuously. Honestly, after I received my master's, I was like, I'm done. That's it, no more school. It wasn't the fact that I felt done. I just always felt that I never was going to be deserving of something like a doctorate degree, deserving of such a title of being a doctor in a field. I always felt that I wasn't going to be deserving of something this prestigious, because something this prestigious was meant for people who had great life experience, who were well established in their careers, in their personal lives, in their financial lives, and they were much older and wiser. And I didn't even think or want to think or realize, I think there was always a block there that it's so untrue. Anybody is really capable of it if there's something that they want to do. And for me, I think that always got in the way of me achieving anything. I felt like I was meant to always just be in a category, in a box of just working full time and making it to support my family. And I think it's because I seen my mom do that when she became a single mom and she needed to support my sister and I, and she was working full time. So I think when I went through that life experience, I think that's where my head just naturally went, that you're supposed to follow in specific footsteps and you can't really branch out because you would not be following, right? I didn't have to follow certain footsteps or a certain guide or anything, that I could do it if I put my mind to it. I was like, you know what? No, like I could do this because I graduated with honors both times and I did get my degrees, and I want to continue to learn, and I want to be in this role. I want to become a researcher. I want to do this for Riley and for my future kids. And now, you know, Mateo's here. After I got my master's, I enrolled in a doctorate program, and that took some time to think about which program I wanted to do. But ultimately, I mean, you can pretty much do a lot with any of them, and I just decided to go with the Doctor of Education just because I do want to be in a leader role. Once I finish, I would like to become a university professor. I have so many plans. You know, I want to run my own business someday. There's just a lot. The most important thing was that I wanted to do it for myself. I feel like now my mindset is I do deserve it, and as long as I put in the work, I will come out that much more successful. If I can inspire somebody who feels the same way I feel, that they don't necessarily fit in to something like this, I'm here to tell you, try not to think that way. You are. I mean, I've even met people in their 50s who are pursuing a doctorate degree, and they've told me that they wished, they started young, like at my age, so that they could be done, as opposed to waiting. It's better late than never, don't get me wrong. If you really want to do this, I would suggest doing your research on just the different schools or online programs. For me, it's just worked this way. It should be done by the end of this year. And I do plan to share my journey with all of you. Whatever you want to put your mind to, as long as you're willing to put in the work to be successful, to come out on top, I mean, I think if I could do it, anyone could do it. And I used to not be able to say that to myself because I put myself in this category that I just needed to work full time. And, why not be able to do it all? Work, go to school, take care of my kids, provide a household, be a good wife, mother, girlfriend, whatever. Why can't I do it all? And I feel like that's how everyone should think. It's taken me a long time to get here, but I am definitely not finished. But when I am finished with my program, I'm so excited to tell you guys and share it with you guys. I just kind of wanted to go and talk a little bit just about my experience over the years with education and going back to school, and what I do and what I plan to do. Like I said, I would like to become a university professor and be my own boss and work from home. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything, put it in the comment section down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps us out a lot. Stay tuned for future Dr. Selena over here, mother of two. You want to say bye? Say bye, YouTube. Cannot wait to chat with you guys again on our next video. Bye, guys. Bye. 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 Bye, guys.